this moment reminds us we are not strangers separated by sea, but family reunited and bonded by history, heritage, and resilience. And so it is with deep pride we now prepare to reveal the lineage that connects the Prime Minister to his ancestral country, an ethnic group in Africa. Let this moment echo beyond the walls. Africa and the Caribbean are one. And so I will be the judge. I will open the envelope. In the case of Deacon Mitchell. Are you ready to welcome him home? In the case of the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, it says, welcome to the African Ancestry family. African Ancestry hereby certifies that Deacon Mitchell shares maternal genetic ancestry with Akan people living in Ghana.
So we just saw there the Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Mitchell, doing his African ancestry and seeing where his heritage is from, and that was in Ghana. And it is very fitting that Deacon Mitchell would do that, because I think right now that the Prime Minister of Grenada is pretty much the flag bearer for the Caribbean connection to Africa. It is so interesting because based on what we have been seeing in the past couple of months, we have seen where the Eastern Caribbean islands have taken over in terms of where the connection between the Caribbean and Africa and the trade between the Caribbean and Africa. And we have seen a lot of moves within the past 5 years, more than any time in my lifetime, between the Caribbean and Africa, increasing trades between the both regions and signing business agreement. We have seen a lot of deals signed between Nigeria and, in particular, the Eastern Caribbean. There are a few deals that was signed in Trinidad and Tobago. Not sure how that is going right now, but more moves than we have ever seen. And with everything that happened last week, with what was coming out of Ghana, with the protests about deporting Nigerians back to Nigeria because Nigerians were in Ghana causing problems. When stories like those come out, people tend to push back and say, look, this is why you guys should not form these type of relationship with people from Africa, with Nigeria, with Ghana, and be very careful. And there's always some tactics for decades to try and keep the Caribbean and Africa apart. For whatever reason, that is just what it is. For decades, they discourage you as Caribbean nationals to go to Africa. And from Africans coming to the Caribbean, they not just discourage you, but it's almost impossible with the passport to get to the Caribbean for most Africans. So there must be a reason why they're trying to keep us apart from each other. So, as I said, the Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Mitchell, seemed to be the flag bearer right now, because I know Jamaica is in the middle of an election, so I'm not sure what is going to happen with Jamaica in terms of joining this alliance with what is going on now. And I know that there is the CARICOM Africa Union Summit that is coming up September 7th, I think, and we will see what will come out of that union. This will be the second one, but based on what we're seeing, we're heading in the right direction, and I think the connection between Africa and the Caribbean is something that is very necessary for us to move, because we see what is going on with America right now, and it doesn't hurt to form relationships right across the world. We have seen increased relationship. We have seen with Brazil. We have seen with India. We have seen the Caribbean looking for other places to trade, to buy goods. And Africa has to be an option, because at the end of the day, people are trying to discourage Caribbean nationals from going to Africa, saying how it's bad, it's dangerous, and this will happen to you if you go to Africa. But at the same time, we see a lot of people from China emerging into Africa to do business. We see a lot of people from India. We see a lot of Jewish people going there. So at the same time, discouraging us to go there, but other people are going and investing in Africa. So I believe that we have to, this is something we can't listen to what is out there trying to distract us, because at the end of the day, people will use some isolated incident, because I've seen like people have channel dedicated to talk about what is going on in Ghana, because in Ghana, we had the year of the return, and a lot of people, a lot of African Americans, or people from the Caribbean who went to Ghana and to get citizenship. And after thousands that went to Ghana, there are probably a few that got scammed or run into some trouble there. And they are regretting it now, regretting moving to Ghana. And people are just documenting those few. But the reality is that when we leave the Caribbean and go to America and we are mistreated, no one documents it. When we go to places in Europe and something happened, no one is documenting it and saying that, look, don't go to Europe, don't go to this place because this will happen. But that is what they choose to do when you go to places like Ghana or places like Zimbabwe or Nigeria. If anything bad happens, they're going to let you know that, look, this happened to that person, so do not go there. Yes, so just a few weeks ago, we saw the Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, hosting the African Caribbean Trade and Investment Summit in Grenada. And as I said, next month, we're going to be seeing CARICOM and the African Union meeting in Addis Ababa. So there's a lot of talks going on between the Caribbean and Africa. So this is very, very interesting. And as I said, this is more talks in the past couple of years than I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. And as I said, there's a lot of business deals that have been signed. We saw the African Development Bank in Barbados. We just see a lot of movement going on around the Caribbean. So this is what the Prime Minister of Grenada had to say at the forum.
And we are proud to host Active 2025. We are proud to host Active 4. We are in the Caribbean, where the Atlantic meets the Caribbean Sea, where our people greet each other with warmth, with resilience. And so we open our hearts and our minds to all our guests who are with us today. We open our minds and our hearts to the partnership, to the dialogue, and to the conversation about economic prosperity, wealth creation, trade, development, and ultimately the dignity of African people everywhere. And so today we talk not just about Africa and the Caribbean, we speak of global Africa. And global Africa means Africa and its diaspora everywhere.
So that was the Prime Minister of Grenada, Dickon Mitchell. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about the movements that you have been seeing over the past couple of years between the Caribbean and Africa? And do you think that this is a good alliance and is it going to work? Or are you one of those people that think that no, this is not good and that we're making a mistake, that CARICOM is making a mistake trying to forge a relationship with the African Union? Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.